Welcome to the Teamwork Monster Hunter podcast show. It's episode 99 for the 6th of April 2013.
Wow, you nailed it first time.
I know, right?
上手に焼けました。
Hi everybody, welcome to the Teamwork Monster Hunter podcast show. An awesome podcast about Monster Hunter and related games. I am Christian from Teamwork Monster Hunter podcast and from Game Design Reviews and Social Dissonance. I guess not from Social Dissonance.
You can still go there. It'll still take you to the website.
You can still go there. Yes. Yes. But I hear my wonderful hunters. The voice you just heard was Shepard himself.
Keeping it old school at socialdissonance.com. That's the cool way to go to teamworkcast.com. Or at least the hipster way.
That's the hipster way, I just wanted to say. And right in front of me, Putty showing off his awesome guitar.
Yeah, I'm ready to play. I've been playing all day. I'm going to play some more. It's going to be nice, and man, I just failed my intro, but that's okay.
That's good, because you've been doing so much streaming recently. Is that going to be one of those epic streams that you're going to upload to our beautiful channel?
You know, that playlist is 11 hours, or 11 videos, and 43 hours long.
Holy
That's
crap.
amazing.
And
That is messed up. And there's somebody that has seen every minute of it. And it probably isn't even you. You've probably walked away and gone to the bathroom at points. There's other people that have been sitting there with rapt attention the entire time.
I mostly put him up because I know that people enjoy having, like, noise in the background, maybe. So I just kind of put him up there, because sometimes I'll be doing something and just leave one on.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the greatest compliment our fans pay us, is they say, yeah, I just watch you guys just have something on in the background. Not particularly entertaining, just something to kind of be listening to.
It's true.
Some noise. I fall asleep to the sound of your voices. Thank you. That's good radio. The ability to lull you gently to sleep. Thanks.
This is how Freddy Krueger got his start.
So wait a minute. So speaking of being in the background and dreamy appearances, we have also a guest on our show today. Nexella couldn't be here, but instead we have Cthulhu, Gaming Cthulhu from the Dad hunting parties.
Yep. Welcome. Glad to be here. And people can also catch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv, Gaming Cthulhu. Been streaming quite a bit lately, so outside of Dad's hunts. And
he's even streaming when, because he'll stream even when I don't want to.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I'm like, I'm just going to sit on my couch and play Monster Hunter because I never get to. And he's like, oh, I'm streaming it. And then I have, performance anxiety. Yeah, there we go.
All right, guys, let's get started. So how are you guys doing on Monster Hunter?
Awesome.
Spent way too much time, but it's fun.
So I have a question to start us out with, because I've actually been kind of wondering this. When you play with somebody, their guild card refreshes, right? You don't have to resend it to them?
Yeah, it should.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ah, excellent. That's so cool.
Oh, God damn it.
What?
God.
What?
Every time.
What?
You forgot your pickaxes and bug nets?
I'm just so excited to fight a monster that as soon as I get into a quest, I just start running forward. Every time because like sometimes you have a small random chance of being able to start at the hidden area.
I'm up here in the hidden area.
Every time I just run right off.
You start in hidden area and jump down?
That's what happens.
You have to, once people start quests, I just kind of walk out of the room, and then I come back 10 minutes later like, hey, I'm in this hidden area.
The quest has started. Maybe I should get my cars.
fighting a monster.
This is a quest where there's many mega potions to mine, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
But there's also a quest which we are fighting the Narga Cougar, which is actually a very interesting monster. Like the first time this monster appears in a tri-generation game, I guess apart maybe from Portable Third, I guess.
I have no idea what you said just now.
He's saying that Narga isn't in Monster Hunter Tri.
He is not. No, he was in Portable Third.
Yeah.
And he's actually like the what you call the
flagship monster of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
Monster, right? Indeed, exactly, yeah. So he was like on a package and everything, and he had like all this eyes going. Does he still have the glowing eyes? Yeah, he still has the glowing eyes.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool because when you look at him and you look at Green Narga, when you break one of their eyes, it's the opposite depending on which one you're fighting.
Man, subtle.
It's little details like that is really the mark of a good game.
And I just noob carved that shiny. I'm so trained for noob carving because of Tri Ultimate.
Darn.
Yeah, we're getting noob carving experts here. Should I trank him again, guys? Or should I just keep my ammunition for the next one?
Keep him for the next guy.
I was trying really hard to cut the tail, and then I realized that even if I cut it, all we're going to get is a Mega Potion.
Yeah. There's been a lot of development recently.
What sort of developments have been developed?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Wow, he's limping away. Should we capture him?
No.
Capturing would actually probably be better than killing, because that way we'd actually get something for capturing him.
Yeah.
Killing him will just only get us Mega Potions. Right?
Yeah, Mega Potion. Maybe I can stack up some Mega Potions then. I don't know. Maybe.
Did you bring a full bag?
Well, I used one, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, so there you go. There's a shiny, and there's a...
Yes, the news I'm talking about, a lot of people have been discussing Monster Hunter recently, I thought.
You think so?
Yes. For example, the one thing I realized or noticed, Giant Bomb has been discussing Monster Hunter.
Yeah,
really?
I saw that. They actually were pretty nice about the game.
Yes.
Well, which is interesting because their original review of Monster Hunter Tri was not very favorable.
No, I think it was a little bit critical, but this time around it was very interesting. Like two guys from Giant Bomb have been playing this. One of them being a little bit more experienced, but both are on a very newbie kind of level. But one of them hasn't played the game at all, and the other one has been just warming up to the game, and they've been just discussing for an hour what's going on. They've been fighting in Azuros.
It's a good intro monster to fight.
Yes, and then the Great Jaggy, of course. And they finished up with Kuropeko, but Kuropeko Online.
Yeah, that's good.
And that was really cool because then also Kuropeko called in Raytheon, and it was very dramatic because Raytheon is, of course, a spectacular monster for this kind of, for the beginning of the game. So they've been struggling a lot with that. They've been using dual swords as well, so that's also a very cool game. Shown off a little bit of the crafting system and stuff like that, and that was a very, very nice analysis, and kind of also expressing the entire the thing that makes Monster Hunter interesting.
Oh no,
man, this is the coolest. Watch this. Bam! Yeah.
And so
yes.
Were they generally successful? They were able to beat the Kuropeko and so on and so forth?
Yeah. They died a couple of times, obviously, because they're still new to the game. That's okay. But what I really liked about it is that they emphasized the fact that, that this is a cooperative thing, that this is a good thing to play when you have some buddies and you want to enjoy something, that there's this amazing sense of progress. That there's a lot of things to discover in this game, there's a lot of mysteries. And they also made specifically the reference to Dark Souls.
We've been saying it for a while that we thought that was going to be a big deal, and it's become a big deal.
So they also mentioned that was funny. They also mentioned like a term for this kind of game where animations take a long time and you have to kind of strategically choose the animations.
Hey. Oh, what is the term for that? What do they say about that?
They called it animation priority.
That's interesting. I wonder if that's a fighting game term.
Yeah,
that might be because they're kind of a big fighting game group over there as well. I know. Maybe it's Jeff is the one that is pretty much into them. I mean, he's not like pro or anything like that, but he's pretty into them.
Yeah, he knows the scene. Yeah, so I thought that was very good. Certainly something to check out if you like Monster Hunter. If you want to see kind of like a outsider's perspective again, like a very fresh perspective that is very positive and very very
Oh, is he
open.
capturable? Or are you guys just like...
Oh, is he capturable? Can you tell?
I didn't put Capture Guru in.
Whoa. There's a lot of monsters going on here, guys. Wow, explosions!
Explosion!
This is a chance for us to practice Mark of a Hero.
Yep.
Get it?
No.
Pretty much.
No?
I don't
Easier version
understand it.
of that. The
Christian,
Mark of Hero quest
watch
at the end is you do an Ivory Laggy first at the end of the village quest. You do an Ivory Laggy first, followed by Brachydios and Azure Rathalos. And so...
And you have to fight the Brachy and the Azure at the same time.
Yep. Huh. So you're getting the high rank version of it here.
Alright.
Thank God for that. They're hard.
Right?
They're hard otherwise.
Oh no! Raytheon coming!
I will be very impressed to see people doing that with high rank melee only gear. I think that will be very interesting to see.
My first run on it with the hammer actually went really well until, right as Ivory was limping off, he started comboing me. And so,
but you weren't... I mean, but imagine when you've got Rathalos and Brachy, tag teaming you at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to be good. I mean, you can use smoke bombs and flash bombs and really, really cheese it if you want, but...
Yeah, that fight really, I think, is good for gunners. Because you can do all the statuses, set it up, whatnot, but... It's just, it was nice to see a big change in difficulty, because they've made it so accessible early on, especially through the village quests, that veterans... I went through the village stuff this is really easy. And then you get there, and it's okay, this is where the challenge is. And G rank when you get there online, and...
Ooh.
Well, I'm a big fan of it. I enjoy it.
We're all now concentrating.
We're all
yeah, everybody's like... Okay, but at least Brachydios is gone, so we can focus on this guy here.
Oh.
So that was one of the things. An interesting other thing is that Capcom themselves released a beginner's tutorial. Have you seen this?
What? I have not seen it.
Yeah, I think it's one of the Unity members is doing it, and they've been posting it, and Yuri's been posting it on the main page. Basically, beginner's guide to Monster Hunter, and it's been
maybe, but it looks pretty official. I mean, there's there's a cover.
Are you talking about Pro Jared
and animations?
Yeah,
because Pro Jared was the IGN guy, right?
No, that's not the one. I mean the actual Capcom Unity channel.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
It's good. It's people, of course, always been. You guys already mentioned it. Said that Pro Jared's tutorial was kind of one that really resonated with the community. Have you guys seen Pro Jared's tutorial?
Yeah, I've seen some.
So Pro Jared is like a podcaster, like a let's player, I guess, on YouTube, and he made a very cool I think they uploaded 2 episodes, and they're very nicely narrated and very nicely illustrated, also explaining the very, very fundamental basics of Monster Hunter. Certainly something to maybe send out to people who are new to the game. Yes. What else? Shepard, you've been also uploading some videos.
I am. Yeah.
So I saw you are a big fan of the Gunlance.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not... When I first made tutorials for Try, I was kind of rushing through it just to get them done. And of course now they've been viewed an awful lot. And so this time around, I really wanted to take my time to explain not only all the attacks, but how they work in combos and the intricacies of the weapon and kind of like strategy behind the weapon. And then, of course, also show off like a couple of fights, because especially with the gun lance, like it's basically 3 different weapons. I mean, you kind of really combo it off differently depending on whether it's a wide, long, or normal.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I'm very excited. I'll be concluding everything on Sunday, I guess. That's when I'll upload the long tutorial against the Bear-Off. And then after that, I'm going to follow up with another weapon type. I haven't exactly decided which one yet. Could be the bow, could be the switch axe, could be the dual swords. Probably dual swords, I guess. But dual swords are so weird. Like, it's going to be so strange to give a guy, like, one guy could just be, press buttons. Press more buttons.
Press buttons.
Press R when you have, press R when you have full stamina. Press buttons.
Press R more. But of course, there's so much more to the dual swords than that, right? There's that is one way to play is, of course, just demonize all the time. But that's actually not necessarily ideal. You don't want to spend your time going to the demonize animation every single time you fight something. That gets a little boring, I think. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'll be doing like more. Like one thing I did with this tutorial, I think that's really interesting, is I actually took 2 standard combos and stacked them up next to each other to compare the damage that they did.
Yes.
Kind of going back to our roots, we used to talk about the damage formula a lot. We don't really talk about it much anymore.
Well, we don't. It hasn't been finalized yet, has it?
I use the numbers from Portable Third, and that might be controversial, but I feel as if that's probably a close enough approximation that I could at least do a general tutorial on, you know?
Yeah.
I could always, like, add annotations to the video if it ends up being different, I guess.
Yes.
Like, because, like, how different could it be?
Well, you never know.
What in the heck just happened?
This guy, wow, look at this. Man, this is a very dynamic quest. Like, monsters are coming in and out. It's like an Xbox Live Party.
and Bracky's technically an optional one in this one, if I remember right.
I think Bracky's dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not feeling so
carve
hot.
some mega potions out of
he
him.
is optional because he didn't even count towards the monsters killed.
Yep.
Are you carving mega potions, Christian?
Of course.
Because I want a gem.
Oh no!
Yeah, I want gems too, but maybe in the rewards. Typically, the event quests give better chance at the rare rewards. So,
give me more mega potions. I need 2 more or 3. Yes. So Shepard has uploaded some videos, and I've seen also for like a lot of people on Twitter have been discussing this. Like Monster Hunter, like getting into Monster Hunter. So, for example, I saw the One Console, which is the guy who made Sword and Sorcery. You know that game?
Yeah, very popular game.
So he's actually also like a big fan of Monster Hunter. We've been trying to invite him to the show, but he's been kind of like, he kind of felt bad because he isn't playing so much. So he's a kind of like, I think still low rank, but he's been like enjoying it a lot.
I don't see how that's possible.
What?
I don't know. I'm not.
Well,
don't listen to me.
We just got Clem to high rank during our last Dad's Hunt last week. So people who are busy and can't play a whole lot, it's not.
They play normally.
Yeah, they play reasonable amounts of times and not the 220 plus.
Does this quest have Capture Girl? Yeah. Rathian is ready for capture.
Woo!
I didn't realize it says Capture Girl.
Ooh.
I bet it.
I'll drop it.
Okay.
Drop it like it's hot.
And then I'll grab the egg. You can shrink him. Come on. You gonna kill your own baby?
No, you'll just drop the egg.
So wow, there's still a monster left?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like a horror quest. Wow.
Yeah, it's the kill 3 with an optional Bracky.
Who's after this?
I think it's Zenogre.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he'll show up.
I think he pops
Hey,
in 5.
does anyone have... Oh, wait, supplies came.
Supplies!
Supplies!
I forgot to get my energy drinks. Yeah.
Nitro shrooms and honey, people.
I forgot that this one doesn't rapid fire normal 2s like the ancient version does. Makes me sad.
Yeah, this is the best support set ever. I'm really excited about it. I'm glad we went and we fought all of those billions of Pekos earlier.
Yeah, well, you needed to get you a new set.
Yes. I would generally agree.
Fighting Dire Morales.
How dare you, Putty? I want to kick you. Wait a minute, I have an advantage here. Let me see. No, Shepard. You are way out of my league for trolling. Or Shepard, or Putty's league for trolling.
I'm trying to give you a defense boost. But it's okay, you can shoot me if you want.
That doesn't work at all. Like, nothing happens when I shoot you. There's oh gosh, he's coming towards us.
I really should have saved the cluster for Genova.
Oh my god, that was the coolest thing that ever happened to me.
What happened?
I slid perfectly through his
nice
charge.
Oh, nice. Well done.
That was amazing. Oh man, I'm excited. I just got an email from the person putting together this Resident Evil series, and she says that the manuscript's almost together.
Nice.
Woo!
Yay.
Well done.
I think I'm... Like a Resident Evil TV series?
No,
yes.
It's a collection of essays about Resident Evil from, academics. So it's about, the history of zombies and how it changed when it went to Japan, but how it wasn't really that different. It's kind of interesting. I don't know.
And you wrote a little bit about the depiction of Africa.
Yeah, it's funny. I started out as this, Capcom didn't mean it as much as they did, and then I kind of settled on, Resident Evil 5 is more of, a perfect depiction of how Americans see themselves. It's a perfect depiction of, American ignorance from how Africa is depicted to, how we're depicted. And it kind of talked a little bit about how we can't produce these types of things ourselves.
Yeah, that's like a typical Japanese game because they dare to be that honest.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I don't know.
He's already ready for capture.
Wow,
is he? He is already ready.
Oh, guys!
Hope somebody brought a pitfall trap.
I got it. Yeah.
We'll
Man, we are so pro.
Right.
That paintball was just a beautiful thing, in the last second.
Are you putting one down?
Yep, it's down.
Oops. Uh-oh, my ammunition is empty.
Where is it?
What?
Where is it?
It's right here. On top of the hill.
Oh, suddenly it was...
down a little bit.
That was weird. You were totally lagged
dancing
on our part.
all around it. There we go.
Yay!
Good job!
And we broke the horns, too.
What? I am using the Peko Z set, so it's the G rank Peko.
I think we broke the back, too.
I think so.
Did we break the claw?
Trying to get as many shots up on the back.
Yeah, good job. I don't think we broke the claws, but that's okay.
He has so little health, it's I'm surprised we broke that much.
Yeah. I was focused entirely on the horns. I was doing charge shots on the horns. Shh, don't tell him.
So...
Yes.
Meow.
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 Meowta.
So, with this set, I'm excited about this set. I'm gonna gem in Maestro so that I can use a different charm to try and get handicraft.
So tell me, Patty, tell me about your set. What kind of set is it?
It's Peko X. It's the most perfect, in my opinion, it's the most perfect support set that this game has. Because it's got Capture Guru, which is awesome.
So what does it mean? Just in case some people are watching who have no idea what all this means.
So Capture Guru, you can see when a monster's ready for capture. It's got wide area +2, so you can use potions, might pills, adamant pills, and all that sort of stuff.
And it applies to the entire team?
It applies to the entire team. And then it's got Capture Guru, so you can see when a monster is ready to be captured. and then you can gem in possibly handicraft, which is sharpness +1, or free element, which it would be really hard to do with this set, but awakening.
Guys, I have bad news.
Huh?
Uh-oh.
Multi-monster quests don't give rewards for capturing.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
I kind of.
That's all right.
I knew that. I just didn't. Let's see.
You didn't want to just spoil the fantasy.
Yeah, let it go, because then at least we don't have to fight the monster for like an
That
extra
is
10
true.
seconds.
You do kill them a little bit quicker. So for the next one, I think we're fighting mostly monsters weak to fire.
And this is the egg quest, though, right?
No, it's hunt Royal Ludroth, the Geocrus, and Go Bull.
Ah, nice.
So if you have fire...
Let me see what I got. So I had a request to use the bow. Let's see if I got a good low rank fire bow.
Do you want to be BroBrows?
We'll be BroBrows.
I'll be your Bobo BroBrow.
Bobo.
Ah.
Have you guys watched Bobo?
It is such a bizarre show.
Yeah. Bobo. It is a fantastic show. I'm not gonna lie.
What is it? What?
You'll just have to watch it one day when you're bored. You can just type in Bobo and learn about the world.
The main character has a magic mustache.
Yep.
That sounds awesome.
Although it isn't as awesome as Sexy Commando. I can't remember what the rest of it is.
What?
Sexy Commando.
Sexy Commando.
Yeah.
Shepard.
All right.
Of course.
I'm going to use the rarefied version of the Kelbi bow, but it's not awakened, so no one can complain that I'm cheesy.
Cheese! Cheese! Camembert!
Because unawakened, it's an amazing support bow. It has every support coating.
Oops. So guys, I wanted to discuss one thing, which is kind of like a big discussion, but something I started like last week, because among of the many places where Monster Hunter was mentioned, was also the infamous Penny Arcade. Have you guys seen this?
Oh,
Yes.
jerks.
Oh, shots fired immediately.
Why would they
yes.
do that?
Well, because they're penny arcades. They're kind of like known for being like very opinionated about things. And they posted this wonderful, I wouldn't call it wonderful exactly. They posted this comic where they were kind of like, at least Gabe was very cautious about Monster Hunter, was kind of a little bit
Pretty
critical about
negative.
this. Yeah, like kind of like not seeing the point of it, or like what I kind of hard to describe it. Kind of like not getting quite the vibe of Monster Hunter, at least in the very beginning. And he posted like later on like a blog post describing that it didn't grab him in the very first hour or so, and for him that was kind of like a KO argument, as the Germans say. So like kind of like a rejection argument to not to play the game anymore.
Can you guys bring bombs? But I mean, this isn't the sort of game that's this is the sort of game that you really do need to invest your time in. And for him, like, he's got no shortage of games, I mean, his entire existence revolves around playing a ton of games and then drawing comics about it. I don't know. It's not that I get where he's coming from, because he's so wrong on every level.
No. Wait a minute. I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't want to put it. So that's actually a good argument. There may be like different perspectives that you could see this from. I don't want to put this like in this like he's wrong, obviously wrong, and he needs to like man up and play this game more, and eventually it'll get awesome. I wanted to maybe to put like in like a productive, because it's so easy to say like people are like, oh, they have no idea, they're newbies and blah, we're so superior because we know about this game. But for me as a designer, I see it like always from the game designer perspective. And for me as a designer, that always feels like, okay, maybe there is something about the game that doesn't gel immediately with people here. So maybe there's something that you could have done to improve this. So kind of communicate the excitement of Monster Hunter, which obviously there is something about Monster Hunter because that's why we are here. maybe there's some way to communicate the thing that makes us very excited about this game, in a concise manner, like in 1 hour or so, to somebody playing the game or starting the game. So I posted like a challenge, game design challenge on our Facebook page, and asked if how people would redesign the first hour or half an hour or an hour of Monster Hunter to kind of convey what they like about the game, like in a concise manner.
I mean, it should really start right off with you fighting something, right?
So that was one of the points, but one of the points I want to mention before we get into this is something that Shepard, you already kind of mentioned, and it's Mazarian himself has posted something. I'm going to quote like an excerpt that he wrote. I think it's hard to avoid some drudgery in a game that is designed to be a slow progression from cowering noob to conquering destroyer. When you're talking about games with a timescale of about 100 hours, the first 1 or 2 will always be a little slow.
Right. No, I mean,
so what do you guys
does it have to always be slow though?
It was something. Christian, it's been a discussion we've had off the stuff for a while. But I think Christian made a good point a while ago. Like, and a lot of people also brought it up. Like the pacing for Dark Souls, it opens up with a boss fight. Even Demon Souls did the same thing. Opened up, you learn the controls through the tutorial, running around this dungeon, killing a few things, and then there's the boss. And, they could have easily done something similar with Monster Hunter, where it's like, there's the boss, he kicks your butt, and then you get the little pop-up dialogues that introduce you to other things, like the gathering to make healing items and stuff like that. But, a lot of, at the same time, though, it's traditionally this way in Monster Hunter, and in Japan, would that change work for the Japanese market? And that's kind of where I get kind of iffy on the changes. But, doing that action sequence at the beginning can really draw a lot of people in and make them want to invest that hour to get back to that point.
So I thought a comparison to Demon Souls again was a good comparison, because Demon Souls is also one of the games that's like very deep and very complex, and there's lots of stuff to learn. It's also very punishing. Like it's you kind of have to like slog through it a little bit, but it has like a very different ending that got a lot of people hooked. A different beginning that got a lot of people hooked. Like it has like this specialized starting area. And there's like a huge boss in the starting area, so it's like spectacular from in the very first hour or so. And then after you complete that training level, then you get like into the real game where you can explore the game further.
What about the Super Metroid or the Mario method, or the Metroid and Mario, where you begin? Yeah. And I mean, you could kind of mix it in. Like, there's a lot about like. Successions, and he's a future alpha male, he's the alpha male, he's the elder male. Like, why couldn't you begin with your dad on a hunt, and you're running around gathering for him while he's off fighting, and you can see like what you're going to eventually become, and then the next part of the game begins like, you've got your first assignment, son or daughter. It's time for you to become like me.
Interesting.
This way you could have it where, like, maybe it's an hour or two of the game, and depending on how good you do, you have, like, different levels of inheritance from your family.
So if you do well in this first quest, then what?
I think if you do well in the quest, that you should actually get less stuff. But
then you're rewarded for getting...
Poorly.
Then, because the pros like to min and max, so they would then nothing in the first quest. So maybe there would be you get different stuff. You get stuff that pros find more interesting,
or possibly you could have conditional stuff like
sleeping, calming.
Oops, I shouldn't be shooting at him. I guess it's okay. It's okay.
But along that story. Putty, my Let's Play, I'm doing narrative writing along the side with it as a hunter, basically straight out of the guild training center or whatnot. Because these hunters come with some skills already. I mean, you could easily set up the tutorial to be, your hunter starts out in the actual, the hunter's training school, where, they teach you a lot of these things in a more, kind of, the first thing they're doing is have you hunting a monster, and after that they have you going off to other things, and then your performance on that may determine, so if you're just average, they give you access to all the weapons, or if you know exactly what weapon you want to use, maybe like the first upgrade or something like that, and do this trade-off with where you can have a lot of things and a lot of options, or specialize yourself early on, based on, your performance in the early tutorial.
Yeah, because it's entirely possible, I think, to set it conditionally, given how well you perform, it rewards you based on what you maybe were missing. Like, your father sees what help you need, or your mother sees what help you need. And it's like, here you go. You look like you're going to need this.
See, I like that. I think that's something that games are rarely doing, like analyzing the way people play.
Yeah. Because this
and
way...
I feel like this has potential, I feel.
You cover weakness based on play style, which is the hardest thing to design for. Like, diversity in play style, in my opinion, I guess.
Well, in some form, I thought like the beginning of Pokemon was actually very interesting.
Yeah.
Because you get like a decision right away, right? So you start a game, and the first thing you do is decide which Pokemon you'll take.
Fire.
Always.
Every time.
But interesting thing is, depending on which Pokemon you take, your opponent Gary takes like a different Pokemon that is actually like the antithesis or like the weakness of your Pokemon.
Nothing beats fire.
Of course, water beats fire.
Nope.
Shepard, you've been playing this game wrong or right in all the possible ways. But
you'll see in the comments that it is the correct way to play.
By the way, like for example, one person here asked, also suggested like a similar thing that you suggested, Putty, which is like the Metroid beginning. Wait a minute, let me see.
See, I actually think of the BattleTech character creation engine, but that's just me.
Huh, interesting.
Because when you design a character, you design their career path.
Mm-hmm.
And so how you design their career path ends up with the type of character you have. It's kind of neat.
Oh man, I just can't find it right now. Yeah, but people compared to for example, to Guild Wars 2, which is also like one of those games where you start like with a huge monster fight, apparently. I haven't played it. Have you guys played Guild Wars 2?
My brother played it, and he loves it.
Yeah, you do it. It's like you follow a little short quest chain, and it ends up with a big battle against a big boss, like a raid-sized boss, at like level 3. And so it really gets this feel of like the scope of things to come.
Yeah. You get like a taste of how the game develops in the future.
Yep.
So Josh Van Wortrick also, for example, said, I think the game should start in media res, putting you into an unbeatable fight with a monster right after the opening sequence. Depending on your performance against that monster will determine the amount of tutorial that you must go through. But the tutorial probably should be voiced. People are lazy to read, sadly.
See, we've talked about this a lot, and there's a lot of very angry people on our YouTube comments right now.
Well, not a lot.
That's YouTube.
Yeah,
people are angry on YouTube.
But like, the game, it's not that it's lazy to not read.
Yeah.
It's that the way that people have been socialized to consume things has changed a lot.
Yeah, it's also not necessarily negative. Like, you know, a lot of the ways we deal with text is just to protect us, or just to make us able to process all the amount of data that we're bombarded with every day. I mean, that's like it's also like a survival mechanism in some way.
Yeah.
We are reading a lot. Like, we're reading a lot every day. We're just filtering it also a lot. We are filtering information that doesn't seem important. And so, like, if there's, like, important information, you kind of have to make sure that it's, like, to the point, where it's, like, written well, maybe. Or maybe, like, it's voiced. Like, I think doing it voiced, like, voice tutorials is a good choice. But one thing that I always also... Because that's also something I kind of have to deal with when I designed Trauma.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have like situations where you, of course, have to wait for people to spell out voice. Like, you should be able to listen to a tutorial while you're playing. That's I think is like the best way to convey a tutorial. Like, you know, you shouldn't be put in a situation where you need to stop and do nothing and wait for a voice actor to finish his lines.
Yeah.
I thought it would be really interesting if somebody, if you start a game out, let's say we take the scenario that you suggested, Patty, where there's like a father and a son, and you're the son or so, or maybe the daughter, and you're going together out on a hunt, and then the father maybe comments on how you fight. You know, like, depending if you're doing a good job, then he like, yeah, continue. Or if you're suffering, or maybe you're not blocking the attacks properly, he gives you like tips on what kind of tells to look out for and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they could even do it like, he tells you first off, and then like, they have an audio cue for when something important is happening. Like,
yes.
And you just call it the dad charm, and that's the charm that you had for a while.
I also have been thinking a lot about whether, because a lot of people have been suggesting this idea that to start out with a very hard monster, to start immediately with a monster, which I thought it's a very plausible idea. But I also was thinking about, is it good to start maybe with a monster that is too hard and then you fail, and then you're forced
fighting something that you can conceivably beat, like make it so you can't die. But this is something that you have to figure out how to fight in order to actually kill.
Or, you know, I think one of the most fun things with Dark Souls was that first boss in both Dark Souls and Demon Souls was technically doable at that point. You could defeat him the first time you run across them. But they were difficult. Like, you had to be very experienced at the game in order to do it. So, you know, having something like, for like the Tri-Generation, you know, a Royal Ludroth being the first monster you fight out of the gates with leather armor, really tough fight. And that could be a pretty good gauge of, you know, that same feeling of a monster that's difficult to overcome, but not impossible.
Yeah. I thought there's also very interesting difference there between Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Like, in Demon Souls, he's beatable, but the game kind of expects you to die.
Yes.
It does.
Because that's how you get to the Nexus eventually. I don't know even what happens when you beat him. I think you still have to die or something.
If you beat
end
him,
up fighting the fire demon, right?
Yeah, you go down the hall and the fire dragon's there, and he just instantly kills you. So you still die instantly during that setup.
But you get a bunch of cool. You actually do get some pretty decent rewards. You get some extra like full moon herbs and stuff like that.
Yep. So it rewards you for being a badass, because that is not Demon Souls, especially that fight, is not an easy fight.
But in Dark Souls, there's a different approach where the game kind of expects you to die, but also the game then expects you to kind of find a secret exit behind the boss.
Yep.
And then you get some gear, and then you learn some more moves, and you get some like little enemies to train with, and you learn like the plunging attack from above, and then you return to the same boss, which was previously unbeatable, but now you have all the tools necessary and all the moves necessary to beat him. And then the previously unbeatable boss becomes like very plausible, and then you actually have to beat him in order to get to the real part of the game.
Yep.
So I thought that was like a very, very interesting like situation, like to put you like through an unbeatable challenge, but then provide you with a means to overcome this challenge in a very short amount of time. I thought that would be probably doable. Like you could probably do I don't know, Royal Ludroth maybe, and then what's going on?
I was trying to put a bomb down. It didn't work out. There we go.
Nice, well done. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
we're gonna mix our paralysis and sleep.
Yes, it will be a beautiful. Oh look, he's paralyzed already. Wow, that was quick.
Sleeping.
Oh no!
Okay, I'm not gonna shoot at him now. I'm sorry about that previous time. That was horrible.
All right, I'll use my last bomb. So
I might be able to put him to sleep again.
Should I detonate
I'll grab
it?
my sleep coatings as well.
Should I detonate it?
So.
I can detonate it.
I'm aiming at it right now. Okay. Wow. So yeah, let's say you fight a Royal Rudroth, and then if you fail, then the game puts through a number of very short missions, to gathering missions, where you get the necessary equipment to boost your equipment, or the necessary items to boost your equipment, to upgrade your equipment, or to craft healing potions and stuff like that. And then you can, at any point, you can try again the quest against the Ludroth and see if you can make it this time around. And so if you don't want to have the tutorials, you can just immediately retry it. Yay! I did the lantern! I'm helping! And if you want to just immediately retry the Ludroth, then you can just skip the tutorials and jump in there. Because that's kind of the problem. If you're an experienced fighter, you just don't want to do the tutorials over and over again, right?
No, yeah. That's always a major complaint in this game, is you spend about an hour doing nothing.
Especially this one, when you come from try, the beginning is the exact same. At least when you're going from unless when you were going from Unite to Portable Third or whatnot, at least it was a different scenery.
Mm.
But this time around, it's the same scenery again.
So that's something I thought Dark Souls tutorial was also very cool at, because it was a tutorial, but if you were a pro, you could skip it. You could beat for example, demon with just the broken sword.
Yep.
And then I don't know, do you get a reward in Demon Souls for doing this? Or is it just quicker?
For
you get
Demons,
a hammer.
Yeah.
Dark Souls, I mean.
Yeah, you get. It's not a very good hammer. It's weird. It scales off of faith, but it is a reward. You could, if you really want to get it, what you could do is just pick the fire bombs as your starting.
Yes.
Thing, you use that.
Yeah. I thought that was very cool, because there's a different way you can approach the tutorial, and especially if a very experienced player, you can play around with it.
I just got 2 Legiacrus sapphires.
Wow!
Nice. During the last event, I got 2 Rathalos rubies in a plate. I'm oh.
Guys,
I love the event quests.
I got a talisman that has swing +1.
Ooh!
Congratulations.
I wanted to read two comments that we had on this discussion, which I thought were interesting additions. Jaden Windhaft mentioned, or during Monster Hunter Freedom 2 intro, you're knocked off the cliff against the Tigrex. Maybe make that an actual fight, then end up maybe getting knocked off. What? Knocked off? Yes, he kind of basically pointed out that Monster Hunter Freedom 2 started also a little bit like this, but it was like a cutscene.
Yeah, even Portable Third, I think most of them have had the similar cutscenes, as for the PSP at least. They've had a cutscene where it's the hunter one-on-one with the title monster.
Yes, indeed, yes.
And turning that into the tutorial would be pretty good. It's something that you're fighting, and you're eventually going to, you could have it set up to where you can't actually kill him, but what you may do is end up, repelling him, yeah. Or even something of the chance where it's you KO him or not kill him, whatnot, but that his dying blow is to get back up and send you off the cliff as he leaps off.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, Tri has something like this as well. Tri has a mission where you need to gather. What do you have to gather? Something underwater.
The monster guts, I think it is.
It might be, and then suddenly a Legiacrus comes up, but then you have to run away from him. I guess you can kill him at this point.
He's actually that one is actually immortal. You
can't really
kill him. Yep.
Oh man, that's weird. That's lame. But yeah, that's a first encounter with Legiacrus, and then later on you get yet another quest with Legiacrus, but then you just have to drive him off, repel him. And then you get the real Legiacrus mission. So it's a very a prolonged experience. And those quests aren't the ones you start out with, but they're a couple of quests down the road. So it's not quite as immediate as in the portable versions. Another comments I also wanted to mention is Corrigan Williams also mentioned go to Tunisia port and start fighting big monsters immediately. So also that's also maybe like an approach just to highlight the port as a viable way to do the hunts more prominently.
If they did that, I'd like to see an option where the solo port option monsters were weaker than the multiplayer ones. Currently, they're not, which makes stepping immediately into the port solo really difficult.
Yeah, there's like a challenge there, yeah. And also there's like lots of menus you have to go through. There's like, wow, like for a person like new to Monster Hunter who just wants to fight a huge monster.
How do I network mode?
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
That's kind of like a little bit daunting at the beginning, but yeah, that's kind of interesting to see that there is like a different balance between the single player quests and the multiplayer quests.
What is
we don't have to do this one if you don't want to do it, Nick.
What's the Captain's IOU for? The quest reward from that quest we just did.
I don't know.
The IOU is for... Let me pull it up. I have a website for it. But I think that is the sunglasses, the jacket, and the leather pants.
Oh,
That's
really? Cool. We should just do all of them.
I think quests... The IOU is for... Yes, the Hellhunter's jacket, the black leather chaps, and the shadow shades.
Guys, I found the quote I wanted to also read out, because it's kind of like something that Nick also mentioned, but it's like dad and son hunting idea, but kind of like a different variation of this. Christian Bullock said,
That's Kim. That's my partner.
That's good. Oh, great. So he said, I'd say what if you just started off with some decked out armor and a sweet weapon against one of the later bosses? The game kind of throws you into that scenario. Make it so you survive a little bit, i.e. high defense, and that you get to experience what playing against a late game monster feels like. Then you go into the whole amnesia, been into a coma for blah 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 years, and you need to train back up to the hunter you once were.
They kind of do that in Symphony of the Night, don't they?
Yes, that's kind of like the traditional Metroid beginning, where you start out with all of the abilities, and then something horrible happens, and then all of the abilities go away. But you had like a taste of what the end game will feel like.
And to make it not be just the amnesia route, you could easily just make it like you're dreaming of your future instead of because amnesia is so overused.
Yeah,
but you know, as a hunter, you know, you think that these people would, you know, dream about what their future hunts are going to be, and so, you know, dream of that arena fight that they saw before they left the guild cities or whatnot to go to their first village.
Yeah, definitely. I was it doesn't matter how they explain it. Just the idea that you have all the skills and abilities and armor of like a late game player, and immediately for a first fight, and so just to get a taste of, you know, what's coming up. I really like that in Metroid, but I was kind of wondering, is that like something that is the game very different when you have like a G rank armor? Is that like an enjoyment in Monster Hunter? What do you guys think?
Well, this is the thing that Brad's putting together, right? Brad Galloway from Game Critics. What do people love about Monster Hunter?
Yes,
because I think that's one of the hardest things. Is like in this country, people who love Monster Hunter, I think, at least generally, like it for a different reason than most Japanese players seem to.
Oh, you think so? Interesting.
Just based on, like, if you look at Japanese videos, and I don't know, maybe it's just me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but what are the differences? That's interesting.
I'm not sure. So I'm anxious to see what Brad comes up with, you know?
I think a lot of it is in the Japanese culture. You know, this is a game that people stay after work on the facilities to play together. They're playing it on their lunch breaks as team building as much as anything else. And we don't have that kind of concept in the U.S. But then even in the U.S., the reasons people play can completely differ. Like, I play with a lot of people who are very much about getting the perfect armor sets to max out their skills. And I, on the other hand, have worn this butterfly outfit for probably 150 hours because I like the colors and the design. You know, it's a functional set. I'm not out to make myself the optimum sets. I play to hunt monsters and have fun. And if I can do it effectively while looking pretty, well, I guess I'll look pretty. And so, you know, there's that big difference. And I think Monster Hunter is one of those weird games that there's so much in it that you can have so many people play it for the completely different reasons.
Yeah, but that's of course, like, for a game designer, there's always the question: how do you present this choice to a player in the very first hour or so?
Yeah,
you know. How do you so that's kind of like an interesting approach to see like a lot of the things that is really awesome about Monster Hunter is something that you can experience like very early on if you know where to look for it. Like, you can go to the Chenzia and play the multiplayer quest because they show the Monster Hunter the difficult monsters early on. You can also go like to the arena right away.
Sleeping.
And
I used my bombs early. I apologize. And pro tip, you shouldn't wake up a monster with the Gunlance Wyvern Fire.
Oh yeah? Why?
Because the Wyvern Fire is actually 4 smaller hits that all add up to one big hit. And Christian, you did it wrong!
What did I do? I made it too close to his face, so that explosion was the thing, right?
That's okay. At least you know what you did.
Okay. He leaving?
So maybe you should explain, because a lot of players are maybe new to sleep bombing and understand.
So the very first hit that wakes up a monster gets bonus damage. And the exact amount of bonus damage seems to change from game to game, but we know it's at least double, and sometimes triple. And so if you're hitting with a large barrel bomb, that does a lot of damage all on its own that completely ignores armor. And generally speaking, outside of very specific high-powered weapons, will beat out almost all the things you could possibly do to a monster to wake them up. Things that might be good are golf swings from hammers and greatsword level 3 charges. But otherwise, you want to make sure that you just hit the bomb and have that large barrel bomb exploding be the thing to wake the monster up for the best possible outcome. I mean, of course, sleeping is good for 2 different reasons. It's good for that multiplier, but it's also good because it's a chance for people to sharpen. Yeah, it's a chance to actually line up the bombs to be used on the monster. Because, like, how often is it that you get a monster in one place and everybody can drop 8 bombs on them anyways, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. Yes, indeed. Yes, I'm sorry about that placement. I'm still kind of like getting my bearings. I haven't been playing too much of the game recently, I must admit.
It's okay, Chris.
We forgive you.
Yeah, but the fans don't forgive you.
They may not forgive.
They are vicious. They are vicious.
And see, and I mean, that's a good example of, you know, talking about different, that mindset for Monster Hunter. Like, Shepard is really good with all those really good details. Me personally, I wouldn't have never cared. I would have never noticed. I would have just blown my gun lance on them all the time because, well, it looks cool.
The Excel spreadsheet going off in my brain would not allow such a thing.
Exactly. And so, you know, it's always, I always love playing with these different personalities with the game because I'm sitting here like, you know, I could never, like, while I might make an access database of my armor sets, I would never really go into the details on the damage numbers because that's not what interests me. It's the armor looks that interest me.
So we had somebody in the stream make a comment that, and the hard thing is that you can't know if this is right or if this is like stereotype, but he said Americans play for gear, and so Americans, Europeans, kind of in the same boat here. Japanese play for pride. But
I don't know that that's right.
I don't know if it's right, but like
as many of the Japanese videos I've seen posted doing like the Elder Dragons with the Kelbi bows, there's really no pride in that.
Unless it's posted for hilarious.
There's no honor.
Shame.
I you know, yes, it's quick to get parts, but man, that is a very cheesy method. There's no challenge to it.
The thing that I wonder is how are those videos perceived by this completely foreign group that I can't understand?
Yeah, exactly. You know, are those found as being interesting, or are they as cheesy, or do the Japanese find those as cheesy as a lot of the Americans do? And
guys, I'm gonna capture him. Oh no, he died in a trap.
Really? No,
he's just
Christian, take a look at him, Christian.
Oh wow!
How is that
you guys
possible?
pre-tracked him.
Yeah.
How is that possible, Christian?
For pro Spurgs like us.
So if
super
you hit a monster
pro
with tranks just before they go into a trap, they'll instantly go into the captured status.
which is how you can capture a Zenogre in a shock trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like Americans play for swagtastic YOLO, bro.
That's what I play for.
There's also a different argument against the Japanese don't care about swag thing, because if that were really true, then how would Monster Hunter have all those different armors and weapons in the game in the first place? You know what I mean?
And almost an action figure to go along with all of those.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a swag-tastic game. So apparently there's at least somebody in Japan who enjoys all those gear, getting all this gear and all those swag and all this.
7-Eleven.
It's the action figure market.
7-Eleven carries Monster Hunter tchotchkes.
Man, I was looking at those on Reddit the other day. Those things are awesome.
I know. They are rather amazing, and I wish we'd get them. But
you know, what's kind of cool is that I can go into the grocery store here and buy like a 10-inch Mario figure, which is weird.
What?
You buy a 10-inch Mario figure or a Sonic the Hedgehog from like 91. Weird.
So let's finish it off with maybe just one last arena quest.
Okay.
Oh, are we gonna have?
Have we didn't actually do the arena quest on the cast last time, I don't think. I think we just did it on the stream.
Did we?
I don't think did it make it into the podcast, Nick?
No, it didn't make it into the podcast.
So let's do a Pink Raytheon.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have a fire weapon here. I need to.
So me and Shepard are the ones recording, right?
Oh wait, it's a freaking
no.
arena
This is
quest.
4 people, and you choose the weapons when you go in. So don't worry about what you have equipped.
I'm a drone, guys.
Maybe to wrap up this discussion, I just want to mention I found like all the ideas very cool. Like everybody had like their own perspective. I just generally wanted to kind of like, you know, focus the discussion not so much on the people on Penny Arcade like hating on Monster Hunter, stuff like that, because it's just very easy to be like in this like very hateful approach.
Because like the solution should just be to find a way so that when Gabe picks up the inevitable next Monster Hunter, how can we get it so that he understands what's enjoyable at the game from the get-go? Because it's not enjoyable from the get-go to just like kind of like slap a little, you know, jaggy around. That's not fun.
I'm going for the glacial kazoo.
I'm going to do the short and sword.
I will go
Gosh,
sword.
I cannot talk anymore.
I guess
sword and shield.
Go bowgun, because I don't like any of those weapons otherwise.
What I also wanted to say is something like, generally be like positive about a game. Even if somebody doesn't enjoy it, then that's okay. They don't have to enjoy it. I mean, think about all of the games that you probably played that other people really, really enjoy, but you never had the time, or you just never got into it. You tried and it never just gelled with you. You know, there's so many games out there, and at some point you just have to say, you know, this is not something I'm going to invest time in.
Exactly. I mean, the first Demon Souls, none of my friends liked it, but I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I was okay with that. You know, everyone has their own choices.
Definitely. It's at least it seems like generally like Freedom Unite, Ultimate, 3 Ultimate is one of those has received like incredibly positive feedback across the board compared to all the feedback the previous Monster Hunter parts received. Like a lot of people are using this as the
gateway drug.
Yeah, as now there's no way around it. I really need to try it now.
See, the thing that I love about Monster Hunter is that you're starting to see a lot of designers talk about it. A lot of designers getting into the whole idea of this game, and maybe the fans are like, well, my favorite internet celebrity hero didn't like this game, so obviously I don't either. But if the designers love it, then elements of it are going to start getting into, various games around here.
And that's interesting because you kind of see this already in Japanese culture, obviously. There's a lot of games that are kind of adopting Monster Hunter-ish ideas. I was always wondering if the precursor to Monster Hunter was actually Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh, wow, guys.
That's crazy.
Did
You're
both
a crazy
just
man
die?
for thinking that.
Wow, we both just died.
Why do you say that,
amazing.
Christian? Because that seems insane.
I was thinking about this because that's the first game I noticed that was from Japan, where the entire story, the entire game's progression was condensed into bite-sized mission.
I see what you're saying. Although, Tactics Ogre and Ogre Battle, they had maps, but then you would have to go back to those maps and all of that.
Well, Tactics Ogres is from the same team that made Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's true.
I mean, it is Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics is basically Tactics Ogre 2.
Gonna need some help, guys.
No problem. We got this.
That's good. Teamwork.
Oh man, focus. We need to capture her.
Oh, God, no.
Gosh!
Gonna need some
Why?
more help.
Yeah.
Why?
We're off for 3 of us now.
Here we go.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, that felt good.
Oh, well.
Oh,
I was getting another,
You rescued
another life
us.
powder. She comes over and flips me.
Guys, we need to retry this. We cannot stop the podcast like this.
That was embarrassing. I'm glad we captured this on the podcast. I'd hate for people to find another reason to get mad at us for being bad at the game.
And I learned not to try and rescue people. That was
And
a lesson.
it may go down in recorded history. I was the only one not to die. So take that.
Indeed,
Get on my
Shepard.
level.
You know why? Because we all died protecting you.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is true. I was saying, help me, please.
I
I'm
was the one
dying.
that ran over to grab a life powder just to make sure you didn't KO, and then...
Oh, God. My brain.
Are you all deeply considering your armor skills and food choices? Because they don't matter.
No, I'm not. I don't know what Putty's doing.
I'm just
Oh,
sort
he
of...
was loading still. He wasn't even here yet.
I was smashing my head up against the wall IRL. Like, can't believe it's so bad!
Nick, do you want me to use the hunting horn too?
No.
We got to see some KOs on this Pink Raytheon is what I'm trying to say.
Oh! I can get in there.
Okay, I'm trying this again. This worked so well in the last time, so
Alright, if you
So
want to
there's
go
no
double,
reason this will
that's
fail
cool,
now.
I guess.
There's room. Although double stun and double poison is really bad. You should not get hit.
Yeah, that's what killed me. So, just be careful fighting a monster that has poison.
Well,
And just run in without even, eating rations or anything. It works.
yeah.
smart.
Look, I just set up a trap, just like that.
Nice. That's a good trap. I like it. It's round. It's in the ground.
Doing well. Come on. And look, I have barrel bombs. Come on, man. Like this. Bam! Explosions. See? How beautiful.
Who's that no- Oh, that's a child.
That's
Yeah.
a child shouting, being as excited as we are about this monster.
Get out of there! Get out of there!
It's okay, it's okay. She's turning around. Oh,
I can't remember the song list. Oh, White, Red, Red.
I got it in my brain.
Freebird. Nick, you need to play Freebird.
Did you at least drink the immunizer, Nick? Because that kind of counteracts poison, like just a tiny bit.
No.
You should.
No. I'm MLG, no immunizer.
360.
360, no immunizer.
Need more KOs.
Oh,
I
damn!
thought for sure.
Son. No! God, I
Miku?
don't want to burn. I don't want to burn.
Ooh, boy.
I got you, bro.
Double stun. Double stun is really bad.
Why is she so furious? That's amazing. That's a pink Raytheon. That shouldn't be that hard.
Alright. Sorry about that. She was demanding the cereal bag be opened.
Oh.
She's a smart girl. Cereal's delicious.
Mom's, I was like, I don't want you to have that, but, when she's beating down my door screaming.
Woo!
Fall down! Hey, do any of the other of you have a trap?
I think it was just Christian that had a trap.
Yeah, I think so.
What, do you want to capture her? Can we capture her?
No, well, mostly just for...
I don't have actually any tranks, so that was the only trap I had.
I mean...
Oh, she's poisoned. Nice. Man, this is intense, guys.
This is intense.
I feel young again.
Now it's time for a KO.
Get that KO off. Let's see that beautiful KO footage.
Yes!
Yes!
Look
That's
at this!
That was a decent time, actually.
At this. We did it.
Just a
Considering
little over 3 minutes.
Considering I ran away from the controls, because that was crazy.
What cereal did she have? What was her choice?
She had some corn checks, I think it was, that she stole from the cabinet.
Nice.
She didn't steal. A child cannot steal food. They can only eat.
Well, it's almost dinner time, so she was stealing food.
She's ruined her dinner.
Yeah,
well, if it's dinner time, then we should wrap this podcast up, definitely.
That went a little awry.
So the website you should visit is teamworkcast.com, bing, which is the website where you can watch an amazing amount of podcasts. We have so many podcasts on this website right now. It's crazy. You can also post questions and answer questions and browse a huge database of questions that have been asked and answered before for Monster Hunter and all of the related series. And of course, you can also post hunting parties and get into teams like this one together. And fight with us and with other hunters, which are also amazing and awesome. And that's also something you should do.
I'm excited. I'm gonna put Sweet Battle Scar stuff up on Teamwork Cast. I think this week sometime. He's working on some logos and things for me, so that's cool.
Sweet.
He has some awesome he pretty much ordered I think all the Monster Hunter swag you could possibly get. Oh
yes.
And he has
I saw that,
videos of pretty much everything in a playlist. So it's pretty cool.
So that's going to be like new stuff on the website, unboxing videos of Monster Hunter swag, some really cool stuff, some like figurines, the stuff we talked before. Swag, swiggy swag.
Swiggy swag.
Swag. So, and the other thing is, do we have any other videos that are just came out?
I'm going to go on a bit of a Monster Hunter sabbatical and crank out some Lost Planet videos.
That would be awesome, because we need to really finish up the series. We have already most of the footage already recorded, but we need to edit it. Editing costs a lot of time. Yes, indeed.
I did Gunlance, and I was thinking maybe I'll do Sword and Shield next. So look for Sword and Shield coming up soon.
So check out Shepard Gunlance video, which is really, really awesome. We probably will have it up on the website soon. And then, of course, like everything that follows up. You also had like this Ask Shepard section.
That was for April. That was for the 1st of April.
That's awesome. That's also something we need to feature as well.
Okay, I might do more of those then if people like them.
And also more stuff that we have. Oh yes, Shepard's Try Let's Play, which has like 100 25 or 70 episodes, like a huge amount of episodes, is up on Teamworkcast right now, so you can watch all of the episodes there. That's really, really cool. What else? There's been updates generally to the website, so the way the comments show up right now is a little bit different right now. So we have kind of did some updates there. Generally, there were some kind of little bugs that we fixed. Wow, somebody's really, 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 really hungry, I feel.
Maximum freakout time?
Yeah.
Maximum freakout.
Maximum. That's my favorite, guys. Like, thinking of maximum freakout with children. Like, just that stage where they just completely lost it. Like, red-faced, sweating, screaming, like, snot's coming out of their nose, just top of the lungs, on the ground, just thrashing.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that makes me kind of...
That was me when I could not get Monster Hunter Trultimate early.
Oh yeah, that's
for basically a week straight. That was how I acted.
Definitely. So check out also the videos by Pro Jared and Capcom, the stuff that posted on Capcom Unity, and of course the awesome thing on Giant Bomb that they made about Monster Hunter. Really, really cool stuff that you guys should definitely check out if you are interested in Monster Hunter, or if you're interested in bringing new people into Monster Hunter. That's also a very cool thing to check out. Also, like a little thing that I also wanted to plug, if you guys allow. Recently, my game Trauma was released on iOS, and you can get it right now.
Buy Trauma.
Get Trauma on iOS. It's just $2 something on iOS right now. And I think iOS is like a very cool platform. We just read it like the entire game only for iOS. It's not Flash anymore. It's native iOS stuff, and it's really, really good. Oh, so good.
Can you please push an update in there to make it very secret and just have like a little phrase or something from yourself to the Monster Hunter fans? Like a really secret, like, swipe combination on a certain screen that gets you, like, a little, like a close-up of a chin strap or something.
I might do this at this point, but I give you, like, a small... there's, like, one detail that we added to this version, which I'm really excited about. When you finish a level, you get, like, a link to the place where all the photos were taken.
Oh, that's cool.
And you have, like, a 3D view of the place, of the environment around it. That's really cool.
Did you have a 3D... How did you...
Because Apple Maps has like a 3D view of all the locations.
That's cool.
It's really cool. That's something I really enjoyed, and that was really a lot
of fun. Is that ball like real? Is that a real ball? That ball?
Yes, that's an actual fountain that exists in Cologne. It's awesome.
Hot.
My mind is blown.
So we are going to leave now because there's people hungry and stuff like that. So we will be back next week. We wish you a good hunt, good luck, and remember, deeply consider your food choices.
Don't forget to poop.
Don't forget to poop.
Yes, you need to also think about the other part of the cycle of food.
Yeah, you don't want to eat, jalapenos all the time, because, that'll hurt.
So you guys, never make the decision between pooping and not pooping, though, right? Like, you always poop when you have to poop?
Yeah, why would you hold it in? That's awful.
But sometimes you kind of want to hold it in, and then, so you get, like, more bang for your buck, if you know what I mean.
It's more efficient.
It's also, like, more rewarding, you know what I mean?
Christian, I cannot believe that you do not play Monster Hunter on the toilet. How? You've never, as somebody that is like as such